Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pot, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. You can find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. I am Mathias.
And I am your Rebel Mistress. Do you think we should get like a promotional with Dunkin' Donuts? Because we're always just like repping their like shit all the time. Like, double D.
Well, we're not natives of New Hampshire if we don't rock the dunks.
I know, but it's just like so much publicity at this point, Dunkin' Donuts. We made you millions and billions of dollars.
I know
the official drink of the Free State Project.
I'd be happy if they just gave me like a free cup of coffee once a week.
Just once a week?
Or just for the show. Just give me free coffee for the show.
Bankrupt them.
Would that bankrupt them? I don't think it would, babe.
Probably.
I mean, we don't drink that much coffee.
You do. You go there like 5 or 6 times a week.
Well, usually
more.
A day. I usually go there once a day.
Oh, I was like 5 or 6 times a day.
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
Sometimes twice a day. I went there. I did go there twice a day and Starbucks once a day.
He's addicted.
Yeah, I love my coffee.
But I mean, as long as you get it with the unsweetened flavor shot every now and then.
Yeah, you're the one loading it up with sugar left and right. I don't know how you even do that.
That's how I survive, babe. But anyway, bunch of fun stuff coming up. You might have noticed the name of this show is the last episode of the Rebel Love Studios 1.0. This will be the last time that you will see us in the studio. How do you feel about that, Robert Mathias?
I am excited. It's as if like this studio has been like it's our cocoon. It's been
this is like your original place. Like I moved in on your ass.
This is actually my second place I lived in New Hampshire. This is not number one. I lived with a different Free State when I first moved here for a month. But after that, that's when I moved to here.
So you've literally been here for like a year and
I'm coming up on a year. I'm coming up on a year and 6 months.
Wow.
So it's been way too long in the studio. Way too long. So I'm definitely down for a change of scenery, a bigger place.
You're gonna miss this place. This is like your bro pad. This is where the magic happened. You laid it all down, I
won't lie. A piece of me will miss this place. Yeah. I won't lie. A little bit of me, but not much.
Aww.
I'm excited to move out. This place is for the listeners at home and the people watching. If you can also watch us live at rebelloveshow.com, click on live. You can watch us live. Hopefully, YouTube feed is working. If it's not, let us know in the LRN chat on the page because we've had some tech issues earlier last week. So I'm pretty sure I figured it out. I'm not a sound engineer, but I'm pretty sure I got it. But no, this place has been a lot's happened here.
I know you've been through so many roommates.
I know, and so many co-hosts. Hopefully you're the last one.
That's messed up. We'll see. Let's place bets.
No, you're gonna last, babe. You'll probably outlast me. I'll probably quit the show before you do.
Yeah. And then I'll just own all the shows on LRN.
You are on like every show on LRN at this point. The only show like you don't co-host is Free Talk Live, like in Freedom Feeds.
I know. The Prophet. When's gonna be my turn to co-host?
You are overdue to be on Free Talk Live.
I know. I don't know what's wrong. Soon he's gonna ask me too late, and I'm just gonna be like, nope.
No, you don't turn down that. You go down. You go up on.
I'll even go to Keen for that.
Well, of course you would, but you got to pimp out the Rebel Love Show when you go there.
Maybe. So yeah, this is our last episode. We'll be moving. We'll be having a housewarming party. If you are friends with us, maybe you'll get invited. Yay! But it's gonna be a crazy weekend because this weekend is Hempfest, the long-awaited Hempfest.
It's about time.
It's been a little bit too long overweight. I don't know how hard I'm gonna party. Do you know how hard you're gonna party, or?
Oh, I'm
gonna do it.
Anticipating
it?
Yes, I'm anticipating every day. That's why I kind of want to go up there Thursday instead of Friday.
Well, you should go Thursday. I'm not going Thursday at all. You should go Thursday with Daniel, and you guys should have like set everything up, and then I'll get there on Friday and.
Oh, just waltz in and everything's done. And
exactly.
All the campsites
Me and
all
Renee,
set up.
we'll both waltz in, like hair done, makeup done, ready.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, oh god, Hempfest. All right, so I figure I'm probably going to do a different drug a day. That's the plan, anyways.
Wait. Can we freeze?
Sure.
Before we get into the drugs.
Yeah.
So it's we've been promoting this selfie, pro pot, pro gun, pro coffee.
That's right. We have a couple of tickets left.
Yeah, and we do. And you could still get one of those tickets if you. Well, I don't know. I know Rob was saying he might make some exceptions for this last show. Maybe do something in our chat room.
Pot. Oh yeah, if it's in the chat, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he said he was
going to do something creative in the chat, and I like it. I might send you a ticket.
Okay, so that's his
a
contest.
Good way. Yeah.
Do something creative, and hopefully Rob Mathias.
Convince me if you're in the chat. Convince me why I should give you a ticket to Hempfest, and I might just do it. But you gotta be creative.
Doesn't need a lot of convincing, so you guys go off with that. Log into the chat on LRN.FM.
It's a weekend music festival in the mountains with drugs. It should sell itself, people.
It really should sell itself. And then we have quite a few of our free soda friends who will be speakers there, so that will be nice. I plan on to only go to their talks, not all of them, most of them.
Well, I'm definitely going to see Rich Paul. Rich Paul is going to be speaking there, I believe, on Friday. I shared it on the page. I think he's speaking at one. He's also going to be a guest on the show because we are going to be recording at Hempfest.
And what day do we record?
Saturday-ish.
Saturday-ish?
I don't
like halfway between Saturday and Sunday, the Rebel Up show will be there somewhere.
We'll figure it out when we get there. I guess. I don't know. I'm in contacts with one of the organizers. I'm trying to figure out time, put an exact time.
Sometime Friday we'll be fucking performing. Hopefully it's not early.
I don't want to do Friday. I want to do Saturday.
Saturday. We'll be performing. Hopefully it's not too early because we want to party with you. So do something interesting in the chat or send us something to the rebelloveshow@gmail.com. Yeah. Or no, sorry, rebelloveshow@gmail.com.
Or just message us on Facebook.
Or Facebook. Whatevs. Whatevs. I'm starting to think about, not adding people on Facebook, but we'll talk about that later. So speaking of festivals in the woods where we're going to do a lot of drugs, did you hear about that Phish concert getting raided?
No, do tell, babe.
Oh, babe, I told you to read the article. You never listen to me.
Oh, I listen. I was just giving you a cue to talk about it. So yes, the Phish concert. So basically, we're down in North Carolina. Phish was doing a concert, and the police decided, you know what? There is too much goddamn partying going on. Too many people having fun.
No, apparently.
Let's go kidnap a bunch of people.
How many people got arrested?
60.
I can't even find the article anymore.
65.
65 people got arrested for possession of drugs. And, I thought the police, apparently they're just going to festivals. I didn't know if that was the case, but I watched a video, and it said that someone complained. Someone called the police and complained about illegal drugs. So I don't know how that went. Like 911, teacher, you forgot to give us homework.
There was probably somebody upset that they didn't have any, or they're upset that so many people were having fun.
You think people are that vindictive? I think they were plotting to come to this Phish concert.
The police were? Or
yeah.
Why do you think that?
Okay, I think that because, first of all, have you been reading all of the stories lately about people writing things on Twitter and then the police responding to those things on Twitter? So, for instance, it was a girl, I think, in Indiana. She wrote, looking for weed, ? On Twitter. And then the county sheriff or whatever responded to her tweet and went, where are you located?
First off, it still gets me upset that weed is somehow still a crime. To me, that doesn't even feel like a drug anymore.
I mean, I agree. I totally agree. I don't think weed's a drug. I mean, I don't think if someone wants to fucking drink Clorox, I mean, that is your personal decision.
I support everyone doing whatever they want as long as
they're not forcing me to do it, but it's just the fact that the police are on Twitter, searching weed. He literally searched weed, found this lady's tweet, and fucking responded to her. And you don't think they're out there this Phish concert, free drugs? They just stole those people's drugs. God damn it. What's this world coming to? Fuck the police. And more when we come back.
If there was a place that liberty-minded people had been elected to political positions and we're rolling back government, would you move there? If freedom lovers had secured a 20% voting block and can veto most bad bills, would you move? Well, the time has come to sign the pledge at freestateproject.org. These things have happened in New Hampshire, and you can join us and help. freestateproject.org. Sign up now at freestateproject.org.
Our digital freedom is under attack. Look no further than Ross Ulbricht's life sentence to see that. After all, it's not Ross's freedom they're after. It's yours.
It is bigger than Ross and bigger than a website. I think one website is by far less dangerous than the government trampling on our rule of law.
The appeal is underway, and we've organized a grassroots fundraiser at thecryptoshow.com/free Ross. Up for grabs is Cody Wilson's Ghost Gunner, A Week in Costa Rica, My Magic Mud, Ghost Outside the Machine t-shirt.
These prizes are really great. There's a ton more. So go to thecryptoshow.com/free Ross. Please tell all your friends, share it up.
Our grassroots tactics allow for 100% of all funds raised to go directly to freeross.org. So check out thecryptoshow.com/free Ross. And don't forget freeross.org.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
A report on obesity rates released this week by the CDC confirmed that millions of courageous Americans continue to overcome the media's persistent pressure to be thin. Researchers told reporters that while the vast majority of film and television continues to portray thin, in-shape people, over 30% of Americans remain resolved in their effort to stand up to idealized images of men and women.
Every day, people are inundated with unvarying images of slim men and women, but millions of heroic Americans continue doing their best every day to maintain BMIs of 35 or higher. These people aren't afraid to fly in the face popular culture deems acceptable and bravely eat and drink whatever they want, whenever they want.
In other news, the nation's single men announce a plan to change their bed sheets by 2019. A woman who left the room crying earlier expects to jump back into the party just like that. And a courtroom artist is clearly infatuated with the bailiff. This 2.5-minute-long session of immersion therapy is finally complete. Your crippling fear of watching video news recaps should no longer be a problem. For more, keep checking theonion.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Stouffer's, helping bring your family together with wholesome dinner options, even on the busiest of nights. Find dinner table ideas to bring your family together at letsfixdinner.com. To get kids involved in dinner time conversation, ask specific questions, not broad ones. Instead of what happened today at school, try what was the best thing that happened today. The more specific you are, the more they'll have to say. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Welcome back, guys, to the Rebel Love Show. We were talking about the police going after people loving going to a Phish concert because there's just too much partying going on down in North Carolina.
And apparently people are calling the police on these people and telling them, hey, they have illegal drugs. Please.
So I love the if you go to freethoughtproject.com, they have a great the cover photo alone is a great cover photo. It just shows a bunch of people dancing around, having fun,
hula hooping
around.
How
and
dare
you just got like stormtroopers, like, you know, these grown-ass men dressed up as if like they're in Star Wars with riot gear running up on them.
Like, it's so violent to think of. Like, just imagine, like, you're at a party and then just like these violent gangsters roll up with guns and like, give me all your drugs.
Well, it's the
and I'm also taking you to jail.
Well, it's okay though. They're the legalized gang. It's okay for them to steal from other people because someone wrote down on a piece of paper that they can steal drugs from people.
Like, they gave these guys who look ridiculous, by the way. Like, I wish you guys could see this picture. Like, authority to do this, and it's just ridiculous because this didn't. I don't recall like people. What was it, Woodstock? Like stuff like that. I don't recall. Everyone saying, "Hey, there was this heavy police presence." Out looking for people who have drugs. Like, it's literally the pumpkin riot all over again. These people should have fucking rioted. The police going looking for parties to shut down. Is having a fucking party illegal?
Well, if there's drugs involved, apparently, like you can't have too much fun.
Oh. So let's get into that. This is I hate people who use the argument, it's illegal. Like, oh, these people got arrested. What is something a friend wrote? These people got arrested. How fucked up and wrong this is, and they're like, sir, they weren't arrested for partying. They were arrested for possessions of drugs. Possession of drugs with intent to sell. They were selling alcohol without a license to minors without a license. They used it, I'm serious, word for word. They were resisting arrest and a bunch of other stuff. You can certainly argue that drug laws are bad laws, but you can't argue that they were arrested for partying. They were arrested for breaking the law. Okay, first of all, fuckwad, I can argue that they were arrested for partying. And I didn't read anywhere in the article someone was holding their mouth open and pouring LSD into their mouth. They were mutually in agreement buying, selling, and trading of these drugs between consenting adults. And as far as the alcohol to minors, so what?
How
all I got.
How minor?
Like college.
Well, how far minor would you be okay with drinking? Like person selling.
Okay. So
selling
since
it
we're gonna go into this, I had my first drink. I remember I was like 4.
4.
Yeah.
Did you get drunk at 4?
Yeah.
You got drunk at 4.
In the South, people don't like look at it as it's like a bad thing to give like alcohol to kids. They think it's funny, so they like pour beer in your like sippy cup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just what everyone did. And it wasn't like they were like poisoning us or anything. Like they I don't, maybe they were fucked up adults, I don't know, but they gave us beer at a young age. Try it. I never liked the taste of beer since then, so I never really drank until I was 21. So I mean, in a way, it's like, when your parents catch you smoking, they make you smoke a whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, that never happened to me, but I've heard stories.
That was kind of like people's attitudes there. Like, everyone drank, and if you were having dinner and there was wine, everyone drank wine, and like it never was something like, oh, you're a minor, blah 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 blah. It was kind of, I don't know. It was never really looked at as a big deal, and I don't know when it started to become like that, because I know the drinking age used to be 18 in like the 70s.
I think before that, but yeah, it used to be back then down there.
No, yeah, it was definitely like the 70s.
What's really weird is like,
in New York, it was like later.
In this country, maybe it's a sign of this culture here, which I hate this culture, but nonetheless.
What do you hate about the culture?
What do I hate about this culture? Everything. Well, that's like a whole nother episode. But
the gist of it.
Well, the gist of it is like everything is an over excess. Like everything has to, if you're given the liberty, or the government gives you some sort of liberty to do something, everyone does it way overboard, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like drinking, like there's like people drink to their death here way too much. Like in Europe and other places, people drink moderately, but there is not really a drinking age. Like people just start drinking when it's like socially acceptable for them to.
It's the laws that make things. It's like forbidden fruit. Like there was never a thing with alcohol for me. Like it was never like no alcohol. It was never that. It was always here's the drink. Ha 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 ha. So I mean, it was like I was always drinking throughout life, and it was never hard to get or anything. And you know what? I'm not a raging fucking alcoholic. I don't even really care for any alcohol as long as like it has to be like a whiskey sour, and then I'm in there.
Oh my god, you love whiskey sours.
I love whiskey sours, but other than that, I mean, I never like even through college, everyone was like, yeah, alcohol, and I was like, been drinking that shit since I was 5. I don't know. It just never was like a big
it's so
deal.
sad that people wait to be 21 in order to have their first drink.
Yeah, and that's what makes it such a big deal. They've waited for this hype. They've told you it was illegal. Things are going to change your life now. You get to taste this disgusting like poison. I don't get it. I don't get like the concept of how they like praise alcohol up. Like you can literally make alcohol like a loaf of bread and a bottle of like alcohol. 100% proof. You pour it in the bread and you drain it. Prison wine? No. Sorry, I grew up around a lot of prisoners, but I mean, it was just never this hyped up thing for me, so I never like got the point of it. But when you do that to things, when you put it on this pedestal, that's why people have a fucking problem. Like they're using it as this antidepressant or this anti-anxiety thing that they didn't have before because everyone was telling them, you know, this is the answer to all your problems. It's so good. We gotta make you wait for it. I don't get it. I literally don't get it. Like you can go to war, you can get married, like, but you can't have a drink until you're like this number of.
At 18, you can patrol the streets of, goddamn Baghdad or whatnot, but heaven forbid you have a drink in your hand. I know it's really funny is all these statists where they'll talk about like bartenders and stuff like, well, if someone shows me a military ID, I'll serve them anyway. So like you'll purposely break the law for another statist, like I've heard that saying so many times that like bartenders and other people would serve active military if they're under 21 just because they're active military. So you'll purposely break the law for someone.
It doesn't make
just
sense.
To drink,
and then 21 is such a like odd age, and like drinking age is technically a state's right. Okay. Well,
it's not a state rights issue, but
no, it is. It's the state's right. The federal government says I won't fund your roads if you change the drinking age.
I think so. I don't know.
No, it's true. I know.
We'll come back with that. Peace, guys. All right, let's Google this shit.
It's a state's right.
Let's Google this. I think so.
No, I know so for a fact because I remember in Georgia they wanted to change the drinking age because of the whole war thing, and the federal government said I will not fund your roads if you change the drinking age.
Free State Project is a real movement and no longer just a great idea. When you're planning your move, consider Keene. Keene is famous.
All right, U.S. history of alcohol minimum purchase by state. NH.
There's a lot going on in Keene. Keene is the
See, they listed by state.
18 to 21.
Talk radio and more, all originating here. Though it's more than just activism, with regular social events each week.
All right, I want to say that is most likely linked to federal grants.
Yeah,
most likely.
No, it is. It's 100% is.
Okay. The National Minimum Wage Drinking Act has been seen as congressional sidestep to the 10th Amendment. Damn, baby, you outdid me on there. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't like me. Okay. You got me. You're right.
Just say
you're
it
right.
on air.
Yeah,
I know I'm right.
I'll say you're right.
I took AP history as well.
Well, I'm very very knowledgeable on stuff that has violated the 10th Amendment. But yeah, you're right. I should have known that. Damn. Oh wow.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce. The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadavi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
This is your Robertson Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Tuesday, gold is $6 lower at $1,149 per ounce. Silver is 3 cents higher at $14.91 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $214 US. This looks like a great time to buy on the dips. If you'd like more information about buying or selling gold or silver, call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today, 800-874-9760, or visit us online at rrbi.co.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone.
Should we have Renee do a commercial for us?
.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM
Babe, on the
in
mic.
the Android or Apple
We're still
App
on
Stores.
live on YouTube.
Please download, rate it 5 stars.
Fuck
and share
Renee.
the link on social
Yeah, I know.
media,
She
and
ditched
let your
us.
friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm. That's apps.lrn.fm.
And we still need to work on our sex tape / commercial.
I know.
I wouldn't be hasty. You have to get a
We'll get it
license
out
to go
there
out of business
eventually.
too, you know.
Oh, well, look, I've invented this little anti-gravity machine, see?
Is that why you're walking 2 inches above the floor?
Oh, yes,
So next we'll
it's
come
very
back and I'll
comfortable.
ask
Saves on
you.
shoe leather.
Yeah, well, you have to fill
Well,
out these forms.
first of all,
report to
reiterate
human
how I'm
services
right
Department of
about the
Manpower
states' rights.
orientation and register with the
And
Yes, you're right. I know.
and then
You're
you can
right.
go into your childhood confessions.
All right.
Because I told my first drink.
Education and welfare, and of course, OSHA.
OSHA, but that was a little town in Wisconsin.
I had my first drink when I was like,
On the show.
all right, I'll save it for the show.
I'm already done with all my coffee.
All right, you chugged that coffee. Jesus Christ, babe. If I'd known that, I would have got you the great one. I hope you're hyped. Just don't go so fast to the show. Slow down, babe.
No, I'm talking. I am. We're still in the
down.
first
Slow
topic.
down.
We're literally.
Nah, we've already blown through a couple topics.
No,
we-
we're literally still on the first topic.
Kind of. I want to talk a little bit more about Hempfest, but we'll swing around back to it.
What did you want to say about Hempfest? Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. This is your Rebel Mistress. And we just before we left, we were talking about the drinking age and how absolutely ridiculous it is, and how Rob thinks he knows everything, but obviously,
I do think I know everything. That is damn true. I do think I know everything, but
think.
That's the key word there. I'll give you credit. You are correct. It was a violation of the 10th Amendment that the Congress has been doing for decades and decades with drinking laws and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's blatant. Like people, it's really easy to spot because there have been several states who have tried to change the drinking age and actually petition, and they say, hey, you can, sure, but if you do, all of our government money, my roads.
Well, that's one thing that they do is basically the federal government steals a bunch of money from the states, and then they kind of
They bribe
bribe you
it.
back,
Yeah.
like with all these laws. That's one reason why New Hampshire doesn't have seatbelt laws, because they didn't take the funding to go along with enacting that law. So
Which-
they didn't get a certain funding for it.
Can New Hampshire just be the leading like model for all these other bitch ass states that are just like, oh, not my roads? Like, no, just say like this is your right as a state. I don't get it.
Well, every state needs to stand up against the federal government. But
Yeah, I mean, we should just all secede.
well, that's my goal. My goal is to get
Just every,
the
like,
state to secede from the
individual
union.
person. So babe, when you say you had a confession, I
Well-
told you the story of my first drink and how like alcohol influenced me over my lifetime. What about you?
Oh, my first. Well, if we're going to talk about drinking, my first drinking, I want to say I was on vacation when I was like 8 or 9, and my parents like gave me it was at like a party, and like, hey, here, have a beer, and I had a beer too, and I remember feeling tipsy.
You were
and stuff like that.
18?
No, it's like 8 or 9.
Oh,
Something
okay.
Like that. Or something. It was like when I was like a child.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Though I didn't really start like having a drink until college. Before I was 21, I was drinking a little bit. not by much. I was kind of a
When
straight
was
edge.
the first
to be
time you were
honest.
drunk? What do you mean
Drunk?
straight edge?
Oh, I didn't really drink that much until like after 21. I mean, I drank, but there's like it was far and few between. It wasn't all the time or a lot.
By 21, I was like not even into drinking anymore.
Oh, I know.
I hadn't done it all. I had drank so much. I remember my first time getting drunk. It's so funny. I got drunk off of a Smirnoff. I was like 13, and I had a cousin who would go and she was like 26, and she'd just go and buy it for me, and I'd be like, hey, get me like a pack of them. So, and they were delicious, so I drank like a whole pack of them, and I just got so drunk. Like, I remember, and I couldn't hide it, and she brought me home, and I couldn't hide the fact that I was drunk, and then they were like, you got her drunk? She's 13 years old. And I was like, I'm not drunk. I was so fucking drunk.
Is that why you and Renee are such good friends? Yeah, you have like teenage drunk moments together.
Yeah.
That you can share.
Pretty much. Pretty much. But I mean, like I said, I was really young, and now I'm an adult and I'm functional. So I don't really get the point. I don't really get why alcohol is so like elite and like prophesized, because it's nothing. Like, there's so many better drugs out there.
Well, what's some of the better drugs that you like?
Babe, you didn't tell me the first time you were drunk though. Like the first time you got shitty, sloppy drunk.
Oh, the first time I got sloppy drunk?
Yeah.
The first time I got really, really drunk, I think I want to say I was 18. I might have been 17. And we were staying the night over at a friend's house, me and my brother and a couple of our friends. And we went over to one of our friends who were having a house party. It was like a 30-minute drive away. And their house was like right on this field that was viewable of the band 1964, the Beatles, like cover band that tours everywhere.
No.
The Beatles, they were really famous back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a band that does their song. They tour everywhere. Anyways, we were basically having a party, watching them live, and man, I got, that was the first time I was really, really drunk. Like, I remember like falling down a couple of times, and it was a mess. I was a mess. It was insane.
Yeah,
it wasn't insane. It was just embarrassing.
I remember the first time I seen you drunk.
Well, when was the first time you saw me drunk?
Boston.
That was the first time you saw me drunk?
Yeah.
That was not a good time to see me drunk.
No, it
that was
bad.
one of the worst drunk experiences of my life.
Yeah, now I just got that picture in my head of you forever.
Yeah, I know. You won't let me drink. You always hold it up against me that what happened in Boston. See, we could say in this show whatever happened in Boston stays in Boston.
Yeah, so we're not going to tell you. But anyway, you asked me what are the better drugs. I mean pot, first of all. And I'll argue pot to the death.
But is pot a drug? I mean, I don't consider coffee or caffeine a drug anymore.
I do. Coffee
Why
and
is that?
caffeine are drugs. Drugs are anything you use to alter your perception or reality. Coffee's a drug, just like cocaine's a drug. It's the same kind of fucking drug. Sugar's a drug. Sugar definitely.
I hate
a drug.
sugar, by the way. I try to have as least amount of sugar as possible.
Yeah, sugar's a drug. Coffee's a drug. Anything that's altering your mood or state of being. So if we're counting all things as drugs, I think the best drug would be pot, because pot is, you can use it in any circumstance. If you got shot,
well, you use it in every circumstance.
I do. If you got shot in your leg, to if you had a hangover, pot is just like so useful. It can like make you feel better if you're nauseated. It just has so many purposes, and it has so many. Even this is the other thing about pot. It has so many uses we have yet to even discover because we're hindered by government regulation. So it's like we'll never even know until like you get that whole bullshit, like until the federal government is like, okay, weed's fine, and people can use it how they want and experiment how they want and see, what are all the possibilities of this drug. Because I mean, we did that with coffee and caffeine. We've stretched caffeine to its limits. Everything can have caffeine in it. Doesn't matter. But
even soap.
soap has caffeine?
Yeah, you can buy soap with caffeine in it.
See?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And pot could be stretched until its maximum potential, but we can't do that because of government regulation. And it's already been proven to do things like fucking help with cancer and anxiety and stuff like that. So it's so many uses that pot could have, but we haven't even figured them all out yet. And I think that's why, to me, it's like the best drug because
pot's definitely changed my life.
Really? How?
Oh my god, how?
Okay, when was your first time getting high?
The first time I was getting high was I've only been smoking actually for about 5 years now, something like that, maybe 4.5, 5 years. It's not that long.
Okay,
it's
so
not been that long since I've been smoking.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's not long actually.
I know it's only about 5 years ago, and yeah, about 5 years. I was in a bad time in my life. I was crashing with a couple friends at their place. And I was living there, and they were like hardcore drug users, and more just coke than anything else every day. And
you never did coke with them?
I've done coke, but it's not my cup of tea. I kind of saw what it did to them, or at least
I thought you had
friend.
never done it.
No, I've told you I've done it before.
Oh.
It's just not. It's not my cup of tea. I guess I don't know. It's not my.
What was your experience? Okay, first back to being high.
Yeah. Back to that.
But I do want to know about the coke.
So, a friend of mine, we always used to chill, and me and her would watch The Office all the time. And she's like, "Let's smoke." And I was kind of not addicted to it, but that was my first time, and I kind of never looked back. I got to the point where I was a regular pot smoker from there. But when we come back,
you got super high, and how did you I need to know everything. Hold on. When we come back, we'll go into more detail
back about my first experience.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging
That's my
authority and
experience.
thought
That's
that
how
I
you
could
make a
get
show
support myself.
Okay, I'll do
It
that.
called to me like, do this right now.
I
wanted to be around people like me
That's
who
what you're
got it.
supposed to do.
And once I got here,
I
I knew
know.
there was nowhere else I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to
what's
change
going
the
on with this
world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were
Oh, babe,
actually
I think you
working
unplugged
towards
the
doing the
computer.
same thing.
What?
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the
Allie
reasons why
Havens?
if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the
where?
Shire.
She was on the radio just now.
At shiresociety.com.
No, I highly doubt she actually listens to this show.
Are you a political activist who does things that the government might not like? Then this free ebook may save your life. Rats is your guide to protecting yourself against snitches, informers, informants, agents provocateur, narcs, finks, and similar vermin.
Goes too fast for
Rats
me
was written
sometimes.
by
I'm
OG libertarian
retarded.
Claire Wolfe. Rats is a short book, easy to read.
V for
and available free
volunteerism. He
for
commented on our. He commented on. Did he say like who the fuck would thumb down our proposal video?
Huh?
V for volunteerism. I'm pretty sure he's liked some of our YouTube videos.
Or did he thumbs down him?
No, he commented on.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure he's the one that said who the fuck would do this.
213-493-0309.
Why does he keep posting the same stuff though? Oh, Larkin Rose. You know, I've actually never met Larkin Rose. Well, no, I take it back. I kind of met him in passing, but I never really talked to him before.
493-0309.
Oh my
That's
God, Ashley, the other day.
0309.
Babe, are you saying this
Keenvention is
this
coming
thing?
up October 30th through
Wow.
November 1st. Get your tickets now at
Who
keenvention.info.
cares?
Keenvention is
I
your
do,
chance
but
to
I
meet
wanna talk
dozens
about my
of key
friends
liberty
on there.
activists from across the Shire.
Okay.
Explore Keen.
Well, never mind
discuss
then. I was
various
gonna
forms of
say
activism
someone we
with
know
seasoned veterans.
doesn't know somebody that they should know. It was a funny story.
Oh.
That's all it was.
Okay. I don't know what you're gonna say, babe.
I was simply gonna say that I asked her if she knew this one person who had Larkin Rose in their profile picture, and she asked if it was the older guy. Who was
Who is
Larkin
Larkin
Rose?
Rose?
Only 100 tickets are available.
Larkin Rose, he's kind of he's a huge philosophical. He's kind of like
Is that the guy that
he's
no,
huge
this
in his
is-
community in regards to like philosophy
Is that the
of
guy
anarchy.
they say is like what's her face's mouthpiece? Someone's his mouthpiece.
Yeah, people would say that
Josie Wales is his
Josie Wales
mouthpiece or
was no that
And
yeah
he
that
wrote
she
a book
was
or
her-
something. Yeah.
He's written multiple books and he's a great author.
Yeah. I
And
know
he's
who
made
you-
a lot of great YouTube videos.
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. He's also kind of an asshole, but I mean,
So are you.
I know we're all kind of assholes, but yeah, she didn't know who Larkin Rose was, and I don't know, it just seemed kind of funny to me.
I don't know who Larkin Rose is.
I know that's funny too.
Oof. I think we've all had enough
Stephanie
of that.
Murphy. You know who else is a great philosopher?
Going to invest
Who?
in property in New Hampshire, it just makes sense to support a liberty-friendly realtor.
Camus.
Call Mark Warden of Team
Eastern
Porcupine Real Estate for
philosophy.
investment property or rentals in the Free State, or visit his website. Come on, you know it.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You can sign up for
Who's a minarchist? Rob is a minarchist. He votes.
He's the Cantwell of the South. He is kind of the Cantwell of the South.
Okay, welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. Before we left, Robert Mathias was telling us about how his first time was getting high. You know, a lot of people say the first time you smoke marijuana, you don't know or you don't feel it or you don't really get it at first, or you don't get high, or I don't know. There's like a lot of shit. I've been smoking for so long, I barely remember. But do you remember like how you felt or how you knew you got high? How did you know?
I
if it was your
remember
first time, you know?
laying on my couch listening to music, and I felt like I was floating on my couch, and I just remember being really, really happy for like hours.
Aww,
Yeah.
look at you.
Yeah, I remember. That's how I remember it. And I'll be honest, like pot's pretty much changed my life, changed my whole perception of the reality, everything. I've been able to think outside the box. On top of that, I've been a happier person. Like I was in a really, really bad place in my life.
Yeah,
at the
you're
time I
grumpy
started smoking.
sometimes when you don't smoke. So get that pod into you.
Well, it's not that I'm grumpy. It's
You're
just
like grumpy cat.
grumpy cat.
Yeah.
I come across as grumpy cat when I don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is like my tolerance is so high that like smoking really doesn't do much. I don't, and I get
That sounds like a personal problem.
Then I get upset that I'm spending all this money on this pot that's not really doing much. So then I'll stop smoking for a week or two, and then I'll do it again. And then I'm like, great, this first bowl or two is fantastic for like that day one, and then nothing. And then it's just.
Well, yeah. I mean, I still get high. I know how to space it though, and I try not to smoke as much. Like I try to get high off a little bit. Like if anyone wants to detox, I think detox is stupid. So this is what I think you should do. Here's my trick, because I'm a professional pot smoker. So
You tell.
what I do is instead of cutting off, I just limit it to less and less and less. So instead of smoking a bowl, I'll smoke like a hit. And then I'll like just that for an hour, and I'll hold it long, and I can get high off that. So now when I am smoking a bowl or something, I make sure I space it out. I don't like just like devour a whole bowl, because of course your tolerance is gonna like disappear. Like the less you can still smoke less and get high. And the trick is if you start smoking less, or you should just stop smoking, and then when you do smoke less, smoke less, and then your tolerance, you'll still get the high, but you'll actually get high. You won't like not get high, which you don't get high now because you smoke like a whole bowl, like it's like a snack.
Yeah, no, like smoking doesn't do much for me at all.
I'm telling you why.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't really get that, because like even if I come back from like smoking a little bit, like taking a hiatus and smoke a little bit, maybe I can stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, because if I'm smoking, I want to get high.
Yes,
like
but
if I drink, I want to get like at least tipsy, not drunk, but like get up there. Like otherwise, I don't see the point of even doing it.
Well, you can get buzzed, but you just have to condition your body differently. It's like, okay, I can't really think of a good analogy, but basically it's like weaning your way onto pot. Because think about it this way, if you didn't have drugs or whatever and you had to smoke less and you had to make what you had count, you'd be smoking less, but you still can get the feeling of being high. Because I smoke all the fucking time and I get high no problem all the time. And I think that's because I know how to like space it out. Like I know how to like just smoke a little bit and try to get high off that little bit. Because
How do you try to get high off a little bit of pot?
Okay, so it's all about how long you hold like that smoking, that THC. That's what's making it take effect. Like the more you cough, the higher you get. So if you're holding it in for longer, you're like absorbing that more. And like when you cough, you're getting higher. You're taking that smoke back in. It's just making you hold it longer. That's why when you cough, you're starting to get high at that point.
I will say this. If I know we're low on pot, I will hold it in longer. Just because I want to try and get a little bit higher. Just to hold
but
it
you
in.
should just do that all the time.
But then that would kind of defeat the purpose because I would just be back at square one. Because my tolerance would just go higher and higher because I'm holding it in longer.
No, but you wouldn't smoke as much. You just hold it in longer and smoke less.
I just think I want to switch to dabs. I mean, I'm getting to the point where like I need to.
Yeah, baby,
move up
switch.
to that.
I would just smoke all the pot. That's fine.
You already smoke all the pot. You smoke more than I do. You're smoking left and right all the time.
Yeah, and I'm getting high all the time. So sucks to be you. So I remember my first time. Actually, I don't remember my first time smoking pot. Like I really want to. I remember being like painfully high, and I couldn't stop laughing, but it hurt. It like hurt to laugh. Like I felt like my heart was like gonna come out of my chest if I kept laughing. But everything was just so funny.
That's the best kind of highs. I love highs where like everything's funny and you're laughing left and right. I hate the highs where you get where like you really don't know what to say. You're kind of just like you just sink into the couch and you're just like a vegetable.
That's that endo. Well, I mean,
sometimes those are good highs for certain reasons, but I always like the ones where I'm just laughing at everything.
I found remedies for that too. So if you got some indica couch supply, like if you have indica couch weed, it's gonna sink you. It's gonna like make you feel like lower, but your body still has like natural like energy that you can withdraw from elsewhere. So if you're not into like against energy drinks, if you're smoking like indica, drink a fucking Red Bull because they'll balance each other out. Drink a shit ton of coffee. They'll balance each other out. Like marijuana and coffee go together perfectly, especially when you're smoking that kind of weed because you're gonna like hype up. You're gonna get like more jittery. You're gonna not want to sit down, and you moving around is like helping you like build that energy back up that you let go from smoking too much pot. Well, I mean, I found that helps me. I've tried it. I mean, I smoked a lot in college anyway because I just wanted to feel normal and free. And I felt like when I discovered like how much I truly loved weed, because I was smoking like in Georgia, but I wasn't as dedicated as I am now. Like we smoke weed like a ritual. Like that's a part of the grocery list. Like, and then
it's in the budget.
Yeah. And then it was like, back then in Georgia, it was like, people were smoking, but it was only like, only at a party or blah, blah, blah. If everyone was getting together, then you smoked. But then I remember smoking by myself and, listening to music. And, I think I build like a stronger connection with myself and more confidence that way because you really have time to like sit back, evaluate your life. And people think that's depressing, but not if you have your priorities together,
No, you need your me time, especially like smoking helps you. Like if you're depressed or if you need to focus on something or figure something out, smoking really helps when you get to that high. It allows you to kind of look at yourself and figure things out and, just kind of like go on your own little journey. Like you never want to drink by yourself unless you're, you don't have anyone else to drink with, I guess. But you really shouldn't, from my perspective, I hated drinking by myself. It just made me more depressed or something like that. But I love smoking by myself. I smoke by myself all the time.
I would just be okay if everyone gave up drinking. I mean, not saying that you have to, but I just personally, I don't like drinking because I feel like I don't like any drug where you're not in control of yourself. And speaking of drugs where you're in control of yourself, I remember my first time doing like any sort of harder drug.
Uh-huh.
I want to say it was cocaine. My first time doing cocaine was like the harder drug, but I gotta think really hard.
One thing I remember from doing coke is you can get a lot drunker.
Well,
you mix
that's the point of coke.
Yeah, you coke and alcohol. Like you can take in so much more alcohol.
And that was the thing. I wasn't really drinking when I did coke because I don't really drink, but I was awake. I was awake. If you were drinking and you did coke, it helps you to drink more because it makes you not feel sick but still drunk. But I mean, for me, it was like I'm not really a drinker, and that energy thing is great, but I don't like using I don't even know the word I'm trying to use. I don't like using superficial energy. I don't like using drugs for superficial energy. I don't agree with it because that kind of dependence is like long term. So it's like what we were talking about earlier, Adderall and cocaine. So to me, Adderall is just like the meth and amphetamine of cocaine. Like Adderall is that. People do Adderall all the time, like, oh, Adderall, it helps me focus, but not really because you're just fucking hyped up on Adderall. Like you're not focusing, you're just bouncing off the wall. And I remember a lot of people used to say that and do that in college. Oh, Adderall, gotta get Adderall so I can do this essay. And I'm like, no, you're not even doing your essay. You're just fucking snorting Adderall. Jesus, don't abuse, like, at least abuse your drugs right, people.
Be responsible with your drug use.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what
Hey,
is all about. But it's an effort to
Matt, out there in the listening world, I have heard of Larkin Rose. I know who Larkin Rose is, but I'll respond on here. You got a hater, babe.
What did he say?
He's upset that you don't know who Larkin. Well, that we don't know who Larkin Rose is.
Why are you upset?
I don't know. He's a person that just messaged me on Facebook.
He said, "How the fuck do you not know who Larkin Rose is?"
Look, I want to say this in a very political way. She was introduced to this kind of this community.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. First of all, I do believe in philosophy, and I feel like just because you believe in, like, you studied a different philosopher that I haven't studied, does that supposedly make you better than me? Because I studied philosophy as well in college where I went, and I learned a great deal of fucking things about freedom from a bunch of Eastern philosophers.
Okay, he's not upset. He
because
just happened to create a meme. That's all.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just saying, because people are always in this community like, oh, you don't know who this person is. You don't know who this person is. These people aren't the only way to learn philosophy. I'm on here trying to talk about philosophy. We're all trying to preach a different philosophy. I understand that he wrote some great things. I understand that he's a very influential member in the community. I don't at all feel like I have to know who he is because I know where my views originate from, and I think it's just as good as anybody named Larkin Rose.
Well said, babe. It's just that most people in this community, especially LRN people, came down the same similar path.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole as well. I mean,
your rabbit hole was just different. That's all.
Yeah,
you had a different journey. You had a more of a unique journey than most people. Most people a lot of people went down the whole Ron Paul. You know,
oh, I love Ron Paul. I watched a lot of his stuff too.
But everyone kind of went down that path and kind of went down into
but it's not that's why I'm here.
That's
why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I don't believe there's only one path. There's only one thing to do, or one way to go, or one philosopher to listen to. I believe there are plenty of people in the world preaching. I'm not preaching because preaching sounds horrible, but like teaching and educating on these same philosophies. They might not necessarily call it anarchy, but it is a principle of liberty. It is talking about freedom and
Matt, yeah, we're voluntarists, man.
Individual liberty.
I don't know if you
so-
ever like see my tats. Like I can't really show it on this camera angle.
No, you can't
But
see it.
yeah, we're
tats.
I don't know. I'm a voluntarist. Yeah, I get you. Just send me like a thing of volunteering. Yeah, we're volunteers. Non-aggression principle. Don't violate my nap. Yeah, I got it.
Why'd you turn the LRM feed off?
Oh, because you're talking. You're on like you're like on an epic like rant.
I can talk
I
and
turned
listen.
down the LRN feed.
I
for you,
can
babe.
talk and listen to the LRM feed at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to make it more a little special for you. On
Oh well, thank you. But fuck everyone. Yes, I'm mad, bro. Everyone pisses me off lately. You know, everyone always has
does seem to
something
piss
to
you off.
say all the time. Fuck you guys. Like I've been nice.
Oh my god, I got a cramp during like the last minute of the show. I had my leg like sticking out. I was leaning back. I was just like trying. All of a sudden, right when the break hit, it went away. I had a huge bad cramp in my hamstring. It was horrible. It was horrible.
You had to stretch more.
Yeah, I know I do.
Yes, self-ownership, individual liberation, philosophical liberations of the mind. I totally agree. I believe nothing higher than self-ownership. I just learned that through other philosophers and teachings and learning about religion and world views and going to the most diverse school in the U.S. for 8 years. I learned a lot about culture and philosophy, and you know that made me the person I am today, and I think I'm pretty fucking awesome. So fuck you guys.
Hey, what are we talking about when we come back?
What were we talking about before we left off?
I don't know. I forgot.
Announced the order as part of an overhaul of the municipal court 6 months after the U.S. Department of Justice said it found systemic racial discrimination within the system.
Back, or I can bring us back. I wanted to finish talking about cocaine.
About cocaine.
And about
alternative dispositions such as
Adderall versus
community
cocaine.
service or commuting fines for the indigent. All active warrants
Because
older than 5
I
years
want to
old will
clarify
also be
something.
withdrawn. McCullen said these changes should continue the process of restoring confidence in the court, alleviating fears of the consequences of appearing in court, and giving many residents a fresh start. Many individuals whose licenses have been suspended will be able to obtain them and take advantage of the benefits of being able to drive. Moreover, defendants will not be disadvantaged in being afforded pretrial release because of inability to make bond. In Survivor Max by Davi Barker, 11-year-old Max must survive the zombie apocalypse alone.
You know, I haven't read Davi Barker's zombie thing. I kind of want to.
What was the last book you read?
I don't remember.
Wow, that's sad.
It's been a long time. I should probably read more.
Yeah, I can read to you.
I don't want you to read to me.
Why?
It's weird.
No, when I'm a great public speaker.
Reuters reports a college fraternity was suspended.
I'm sure you are,
Monday
babe.
from a Virginia university
Sure I am.
Yeah, I'm sure
You
you
sure
are.
I am?
Sure.
You piss me off sometimes, you know that? Like you're
know.
like always discrediting me. Like
How
you
was
haven't
it?
seen me live, like in plays. That's what I do. I do public speaking.
Yeah, you're a better public speaker than I am.
You say sure. What does that mean? Then you are. I'm fucking amazing at public.
I know. I just try to give you a compliment.
You didn't give it to me correctly.
Oh, see that's your problem. I can't give it to you correctly. It always has to be your
No,
way.
no, because you always like second it, and downgrade it. Like, oh, sure, you're great at public speaking.
Maybe I just like to say sure.
School officials
Maybe that is it.
Saturday condemning the
Yeah.
display and
Oh, flame.
the incident, which follows a recent
For a
spate of
dog?
high-profile sex
Flame?
cases on
Flame?
college campuses that have placed fraternities
We should
under
name the
heightened
dog after someone in the
scrutiny.
community.
This has been FPP
Why?
Radio
Like
News.
Clark and Rose.
Online at fppradio.com.
The American robin heralds the beginning of spring in temperate climates across North America. Its red breast makes it easily identifiable as the most disturbingly efficient murderer in the animal kingdom. Robins inculcate their young with these twisted maws. We see an adult robin the ripped apart viscerae of an
So how far should I grow this beard?
like the Greek hero Atreus eating the flesh of his
Don't you
children
don't
with his
do
intestines.
not
This black
do not burn the beard, babe.
Even the most depraved acts of
This is precious.
We're naming our dog Puck.
No, we're naming it Riker. Riker Puck Rothbark is going to be the name.
Someone just lost their beard.
Their god is the awful seething maelstrom of chaos.
Is it getting a little
at the
too long?
center Of the unfeeling universe.
Should I trim it a little bit? I mean, I know we trimmed it the other day. Should I trim it more?
No.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. We're at the top of the hour here on LRN.FM. And also, if you're listening to us on LRN, feel free to go download us on iTunes or Stitcher. And also go check us out live on rebelloveshow.com. Click on live. You can watch us live while you're listening to us on LRN. And we even have the LRN chat on that same page. So you don't have to leave anything.
Sounds like you're prepared, babe.
I know. We're kind of like trying to be professional.
I
And
know. What not? Okay, so before we left, we were talking about kind of cocaine and Adderall, I guess. And this
You're
whole
very anti-Adderall.
I'm not necessarily anti-Adderall. It's just that these prescription drugs, people tend to think, there are even people here I've heard say shit like this, like, oh, they're prescription, so it makes them like less of a drug in their mind.
Oh, absolutely. No,
yeah.
prescription drugs are probably worse to take than actual illegal drugs.
No, they definitely fucking are. And, I hate when people downgrade that because it's all about personal responsibility. And I think lying to yourself isn't taking personal responsibility. Oh, I take Adderall just to focus. Oh, I take cocaine just to lose weight. Guess what? You're gonna be a fucking crackhead. Like, it's the same principle. And I hate when people say, oh, it's just like, it's Adderall, so it's not a drug. Like, you need to realize Adderall is a drug. It's a drug just like cocaine is a drug.
Yeah.
You can have a dependence because it's a fucking drug. Just because the government said, hey, this is legal, does not make it right. That goes for drugs as well. Now, let me clarify, because I'm not saying I'm against people taking these drugs or getting these drugs or using these drugs or anything. Go for it. All personal responsibility, all your decision, as long as it's voluntary. Sure. Only thing I'm saying is, like, don't downplay it like it's not a drug. Like, if you're gonna do drugs, you need to be a responsible drug user and realize that you are doing drugs. Just because it came in a prescription bottle does not make it not a drug. And
well, you have to know the side effects of it. You have to know the risks involved. You need to know what you need to do like beforehand. I mean, there's a lot of things you just can't like willy-nilly take whatever you want. Like, you need to like prepare for yourself, and you have to be mentally ready to take certain drugs too.
Yeah. And the thing about that too also is people kind of hide behind it with Adderall. They say, oh, I'm like, oh, we were in here talking about Renee earlier. I really respect that she said, sometimes I take it, I tweak. And I'm like, she does it to tweak. But I'm fine with that, I was talking to someone about it, and I'm like, yeah, I've taken it before just for fun. They were like, oh, I never do that. But they take Adderall every fucking day. Like, you literally take Adderall every day, and you're saying, oh, how do you never do that? Because that you take it just to focus. Every day you take it just to focus. Please.
They have a lot of focusing to do.
That's bullshit.
What if they have a very like intensive job where they have to think and focus really quick all the time?
That's bullshit. Because if you got that job and you had to think and focus quick all the time, like, I'm sure you weren't on Adderall since birth. So it's just become something that you're dependent on, and it is a drug. It will have side effects, and that person is basically addicted to that drug. And you can say you're not doing it for fun or you're doing it just to focus all the time or whatever, but it's kind of just like an alcoholic saying, I can quit whenever I want.
Yeah.
I can put a drink down today. No, it's the same thing. And that's what scares me about Adderall. And I guess that's why I'm like I said, you do whatever you want. But I guess that's why I would be against that drug if it sounds like I am, because I feel like people don't use it responsibly.
Have you had like a bad experience with someone in your past that abused Adderall?
No, I just see people doing it all the time. Like, I seen it all through college. I see people here doing it. Like, I see a pattern that I don't think is safe. And I just feel like people aren't using it responsibly. I like to look at things in a realistic view. I don't sugarcoat the world. And I think that's kind of what just makes me like that just makes me crazy, because if someone was telling you, yeah, I tried meth, it really makes me calm.
I would never try meth. I would never do heroin.
Exactly. Like, but if someone was just telling, it's still a drug. All drugs are drugs, and you have your personal responsibility with all of them. And I'm not necessarily comparing Adderall to meth, no, but I'm saying it's just something that people aren't looking at as a drug and taking it like it's just candy or I don't know, like a fucking chew tab or something. What is it called? Like Pepto-Bismol. I don't know, but that's not how you should be looking at it.
Like drugs that you're using, you have to know where they're from. You have to respect like what it's going to do to your body. You just can't like take it like for granted and just always take it.
No, because people aren't looking at it as a drug. They're looking at it as it has a prescription. It comes in a bottle. It's obviously made for me to focus.
Well,
when in all
actuality,
that's not even what it's making you do. People with ADD, yes, it makes focus because they have a chemical imbalance in their brain. Nothing's wrong with you. You don't have ADD. You're just taking Adderall, saying it's making you focus. It's not even making you focus. See, that is the thing. It's like they're taking it and they're saying how it's doing all these things that it doesn't actually realistically do. So it's just like a bunch of people that are ignorant to what they're doing and not looking at it as a drug and just taking it constantly, not realizing they're becoming addicted to it.
Can there be such a thing as a responsible Adderall user?
Yeah, I'm sure there are. There are soccer moms out there who have got it down packed. I just don't think a lot of people who are recreational users have got it down packed. I noticed it says soccer moms. Yes, they're the original Adderall users. They get it for their kids with ADD and take it, because if you don't have ADD and you take Adderall, it does the reverse effects of someone who actually does have ADD. So they were the original users and pill poppers, and now it's moved down here. And people are like, oh, if the soccer mom can do it,
true.
I'm fine with it too. So I don't think I'm against Adderall. I just see a lot of people demonstrating behavior here who use it that I don't necessarily agree with, because I believe you should always be informed and aware of what you're doing and what you're putting in your body and not be ignorant about it. If people were more honest about it and, said, hey, yeah, I'm tweaking. I love this. I'm tweaking. Like, that's not what people are saying. And you can obviously tell that they're jacked up. And I feel like maybe one day it'll probably be a big problem.
Here in New Hampshire, an Adderall problem?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I've never done Adderall. I've always wanted to try it, but I've never actually done it. Maybe I will. I have no idea. I'm not like in the market to. I'm kind of content with coffee, though I have been adding a lot of espresso to my coffee lately.
That's a drug too.
I know. I love. Yeah, I know. I respect coffee. Don't get me wrong. I treat coffee like it with the respect that it deserves as a drug. Like, I mean, you live with me. Like, I got my stash of coffee. I got my grinder. I got my French press.
I need the bean.
I had to freshly grind it. Just like I would with pots. My French press is basically my bong.
No,
I treat it with respect, babe.
No, yeah. See, that's totally fine, and you're very aware of it, and that's the only thing. I'm just like, people aren't in the greatest position to, do. So, I mean, I forgot what I was looking at here.
Anyways, let's move on to the Free the Nipple event that happened.
I wasn't done talking about drugs.
Well, you lost your train of thought, baby doll.
Jesus.
Well, then continue. Finish your thought.
I was gonna ask, do you think that your drug use and like kind of I don't know. I know some people have addictive personalities, and that is why they become more prone to addiction than other people. Like, oh, you drink, and now I'm alcoholic. I did coke once, now I'm a cokehead. Stuff like that. But a lot of people think it correlates with age, and I don't necessarily agree, because that is what I was saying about alcohol. I was doing alcohol early, and I wasn't. I feel like as an adult, it definitely was like, okay, I had already done alcohol. I already drank. What next? fuck it. Age does not correlate. But you asked me earlier.
Maturity is a completely different thing than age. And you
Yeah,
should be mature
exactly.
enough to handle the drugs that you're choosing to put in your body.
Well, and when we come back, I guess we'll go into Free the Nipple. Thank you.
Liberty activists around the country are starting to realize politics alone won't set us free. So what will? At Liberty on the Rocks, we believe the answer starts with living your principles, spreading ideas, and connecting with those around you. By starting a Liberty on the Rocks network, you can make a difference by uniting libertarian thinkers. Find out how much fun it is to build your local network from the ground up. Visit libertyontherocks.org today to get started.
If you're looking for work, it's a process of elimination, and you're trying not to be eliminated. So here's a tip for making the cut. And this might seem subtle, but to the person interviewing you, it's not. There is a world of difference between applicants who convey, "I need a job," and those who simply ooze, "I want to work," especially in these lean times when many you're competing with will seem desperate in "I'll take anything" mode. If you convey specific interest in this job at this company, you will be conspicuous. Thus, the value of going to school on the company you're applying to before the interview. With money and attention so tight now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips for job seekers and everyone else, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're using Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Hey, it's Cody O'Connor from Off the Air Live, and the only thing I believe in making you do is laugh yourself silly. And what am I doing here but trying to tell you about how I'm bringing comedy to LRN.FM. This show is all about me saying things on the radio that you're not supposed to say on the radio. How I treat my radio show is a lot like my position on immigration. Literally no boundaries. And boy, do we cover it all, from news, politics, culture, music, whatever the hell you want to talk about. And you'll hear me praise a lot of the things that I like every once in a while, like, boobs, beer. But I'll spend a lot of time ranting about the things that I hate. Like stupid people in the government. I guess that is kind of redundant, huh? And besides that, we do take your calls. We're pretty much everything that a real radio show is, plus more swearing. You hear Off the Air Live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. on LRN.FM. And if that's not enough, you can go to offtheairlive.com and get all of the archives.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
This is your Robertson Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Tuesday, gold is $6 lower at $1,149 per ounce. Silver is 3 cents higher at $14.91 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $214 US. This looks like a great time to buy on the dips. If you'd like more information about buying or selling gold or silver, call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today, 800-874-9760, or visit us online at rrbi.co.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
And so the Free the Nipple event in Hampton Beach happened this past Sunday, though the weather absolutely sucked for it. It was like the worst day for going topless at the beach because it was raining the entire time.
I mean, I as I look at Facebook and the Facebook events. Oh well, first of all,
Well, there's a huge snafu, and we'll get to that too. Like that-
okay. So yes, the weather was horrible, and I wanted to free the nipple, and I at least wanted to get a picture on the beach. But I mean, it was raining, and I had just done my hair.
Oh yeah, you just got your beautiful hair all done. Like we're not gonna get that all wet.
Yeah, Rob was like, nah, and I was like,
Wasn't worth it.
You ain't gotta
No.
tell me twice.
No.
But I see a lot of pictures of like people who went to the event, kinda, but I don't know if those pictures are from people who went to the event or just did it in their like state or whatever, because it was Free the Nipple worldwide, right?
I believe so, but there were in some articles are quoting up to like 50 topless women there. I didn't see enough pictures of 50 women. I was checking their Facebook group for a while, and I've seen the articles on Free Keen and then the Seacoast Online and a bunch of other websites, and there weren't nearly that many women there that they're kind of quoting them as. Well, Free Keen didn't really quote them, and they said like a dozen or two, but Seacoast is saying like up to like 50 people throughout the day or something like that. I don't really believe it, to be honest. I think there's like maybe a dozen or 2 dozen at top at one given time, and that was like around noon when it wasn't raining really yet. But as soon as it rained, like it kind of like killed the entire event. When we got there, it was already downpouring, and we're like, it was downpouring for like 30-40 minutes before we even got there. I know we're running on anarchist time, so we were running late, but it was an all-day event, so like we weren't really too worried about it, because the organizers, I don't know, I love the fact that they got people out there, and they actually got people to show up and stuff like that. But they made a lot of different mistakes as an activist organizing events. For one, they didn't really have a set time to meet up or a location. It was just like somewhere on the beach, just go topless, have fun. Second off, they did it. Well, first off, they did a great job promoting it. I mean, tits kind of sell themselves, but
tits sell themselves. Please quote him.
They do. But they did do a good job of promoting the events. They got a lot of attention when when national TV and radio and locals are all talking about it. Like they got the word out. Like they did a good job promoting the event. But one of them, either Kia Sinclair or the other chick, Heidi, I think her name is, one of them had the brilliant idea to, I don't know, cancel the event the night before the event. Now, and then they posted earlier in that day that we're going to delete this event. Go to our Facebook page. Like, why would you do that? Because you might get like some trolls commenting on it. That doesn't make any sense. And you can even like Facebook 101, you can go into Facebook and just only allow admins to post to an event page. Like that's a normal thing. And if you want to be public about like an event, you're going to have trolls. Like, I don't understand like trying to prevent people from trolling or stuff like that. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why. That was a huge mistake, because they had like over 1,100 people or something. They had a large amount of people saying they were going. And here you are the day before, and everyone gets this notification, hey, event's canceled, don't come. And to me, it's like, even like people we know, like, oh, the event got canceled. Like, why would I go? They canceled it. They didn't cancel it. They just didn't want people to like leave trolling comments, even though they have a Facebook group, which they allow pretty much anyone to join anyways, who are trolling that. So it didn't really make any sense to close this event, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't show up just because they canceled the Free Nipple event. And like, oh, well, they canceled it, so why am I going to go? Maybe they canceled because of bad weather, because it was forecasted. So I'm sure a lot of people thought there's no event, so why am I even going to show up?
That was definitely the dumbest thing they could have done. First of all, the no meeting spot thing, I felt like people should have had a march or something, because I wanted to really look at this as a protest.
You're strong in numbers. Like you want to be around,
exactly.
Like if you're going to possibly be arrested, you want to be around other people. You don't want to be by yourself. Like, police can come in and pick each woman off left and right. So you want to be in numbers. So it didn't make much sense to like just go about your day. Now, mind you, the rain actually probably helped their numbers in regards to photos being taken at Hampton Beach, because everyone went to like the clam thing where like it's basically like this big huge structure where people can hide, like get out of the rain from. So a lot of them kind of congregated there. So that kind of helped them all get to see each other probably. But if that didn't happen, that they wouldn't have even really congregated much. It's yeah, I don't understand that. To me, that doesn't seem like much sense. I can see like at least come together for like a photo op and then go about your day on the beach. I think that would have made more sense. But yeah, canceling the event and not having like kind of really any organized what you're doing there, it just seemed kind of. It's like coming up to. It's like setting it all up and not actually driving it home. It just seems like they dropped the ball in multiple different ways. I wasn't too happy. With
it. Hopefully maybe next year they can probably check the weather pattern and plan better.
Well, the weather really hadn't much. I mean, in all honesty,
the weather had a lot.
Weather. I mean, they've been planning that for weeks. They can't just change the date.
Why?
Because they were planning it for a long time. Like
yeah,
they had to go with what they had to go with.
It's the beach. It's not like you went topless through a mall. Like you're gonna need to check some outside weather.
Well, they probably should have had one planned in like June or July, and if that one failed, they had another month to come back, swing back around for like event number 2. That's what maybe next year they'll do something like that.
Well, hopefully, I mean, because I do want to free the nipple. I do want to be a free the nipple activist. I don't know. People were saying it was a bust. People were saying it was a success. I did post their Twitter page on there, and I don't know if you clicked on it. But it's not what I was expecting. It was asking people to submit some photos, and I wanted to see if people submitted photos because I've been seeing all these photos, but none of these photos are from that event. Like, is this
if you
photo
go to the
from
Facebook,
that event?
If you, I don't know. I've been on the Facebook group, and there have been photos being posted on there, and also Free Keen had some good photos posted as well with a couple of Free Staters that were in the picture, which is kind of cool. That apparently that's been trending. It's like been like the most trending article, which is actually pretty damn funny. But no, I mean, I don't know. They say 50. I haven't seen any photo that even close to 50. Or I've seen a lot of different photos, and I've not seen that many. Though I will give them credit. The fact that they had like a dozen or so women out there as it is a big deal. I know there's a local here in Manchester. I don't want to say her name, but there was a photo I saw of her that was on the beach, and she was actually breastfeeding while she was out there, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been organized better, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, maybe they made some kind of progress or stride. I feel bad that we didn't really get to participate, but I mean, I'm not saying predict the fucking weather. I'm just saying check an almanac. I don't know. I need better weather to be taking my top off on the beach.
Babe, are you trying to tell me that you're a fair weather activist?
I'm a fair weather activist.
That's not.
You're a fair weather activist too. I said I wanted to get out and take a topless picture on the beach. You were like, babe, it's raining. Well, you have beautiful blonde hair.
Okay, all right.
Babe, don't you go outside and mess up your hair.
That was a cost-benefit analysis, and the benefit and the cost, the benefit of not going wait out.
Fair weather activism.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually.
God damn it. I didn't hit record on Wirecast.
Excuse me.
God damn it. I mean, it's going to YouTube, so that's great.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! I'm running because you're scared me. What am I being detained for? You're being served. What is this? You're being served. What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
This message is for home intruders, the cowards who break into people's homes to steal their hard-earned property, criminals who shatter lives and rob people of their privacy and security. Listen very carefully. We're the home security experts at LiveWatch, and we're taking you down. Because we're letting everyone try our newest home security system for 1 full year in their home. To take advantage of this amazing offer, call now, 1-800-670-9259. LiveWatch has been helping protect homes for years, and we've learned the secrets that intruders like you don't want people to know. Criminals, it's time for you to be afraid, because every person who calls will be protected against cowards like you. To the criminals listening, we're taking you down. To those who want to help protect their homes, call the security experts to try the LiveWatch security system. There are no long-term contracts, and if you're not completely satisfied, you can cancel at any time. Try LiveWatch now by calling 1-800-670-9259. That's 1-800-670-9259.
New Hampshire is under quarantine as walking corpses devour the flesh of the living. Max is 11 years old and surviving alone. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the dead swarm his home. Now he must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to improvise his escape. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, or read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate it 5 stars, then share the link on social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm. That's apps.lrn.fm.
All right.
Free Press Publications is an independent alternative media and publishing company
I'll let you talk.
founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press
Yeah, I
for
know.
the freedom movement
Yeah.
and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website, fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their website and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. Okay, so just a little bit of addressing here because some people might be a little bit slow or don't necessarily understand what's going on with our Facebook pages here. So I just wanted to make it clear. Our Facebook page is The Rebel Love Show. You can find us on www.facebook.com/The Rebel Love Show. Our previous page was hacked, sadly. It does have majority of our likes on there, so we are trying to rebuild back all of our likes.
We've already done almost half of that.
Yeah, we've done almost half of that on the first day we introduced the new page. So if you want to find more of our content and you're a fan of the show and you want to see what we got going on, some fun stuff, all of our pictures from Hempfest and people who won that selfie competition, that will all be on our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Rebel Love Show. And same, we're gonna make a new page for our producer as well soon.
Yeah, Ash needs her page.
Yeah, so we'll make a new page for her soon as well. And I know people have been talking about the Twitter page on the chat, and I looked at that page. It's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Some guy has been taking our photos and like cropping them and listening to the show and posting our show on the page, pretending to be us and talking to our friends on Facebook like normal
not
people
only
do.
that, he's having conversations with other fake accounts that most likely are his to begin with, so he's talking to himself on Twitter,
pretending to be us,
pretending to be us,
other people,
pretending to be other people,
pretending to be
yeah,
other people,
and then pretending to wish happy birthday to our friends. as us. It's just really creepy.
And yeah, just talking to people, as us on social media. So that is spam, and I just go ahead and report that, and you can like our page on Facebook.com.
Well, one reason why I didn't want to talk about it originally, and I wasn't planning on ever talking about it on the show, is because it was hacked, but I didn't want to talk about it on the show. However, when that person that hacked it starts using those accounts to basically spam those followers with his shit, his fake accounts, it's kind of an issue.
Oh, someone says we pass the responsibility of our page to someone else and we call it hack. No, you idiot.
No,
someone hacked our page.
Like,
yes.
I was the admin of that page.
Yes, someone literally
over.
took over that page and
without our consent.
Yeah, and just started going doing stuff. Good for them, if you have the time to Photoshop other people's pictures and pretend to be them.
I mean, if someone wants to be obsessed with us that much, I mean, I guess that's a form of flattery. I don't know. I don't get it. I spend time trying to create content, not following someone else and acting as them.
No.
I kind of find it creepy.
I'm not mad, Packet Sniffer or whatever her name is, because someone thinks I'm mad. I'm not mad. I just don't see it as normal behavior to pretend to be someone else. And I just don't get it. Maybe I'm the crazy one because I've never desired to fully pretend to be someone else and create this whole persona of them and write people on Facebook pretending to be someone else that I'm clearly not stating, I am not this person. This is a fake account. I am writing you as this fake account. No, someone pretending to be us and writing people as us who, we didn't consent to that. So it is hacked. And no, I don't want to call the police. And whoever asked that, that's retarded. I don't want to call the police. I don't want to aggress against this person. Only thing I can do is let you know that that account is not us. It does not represent us. If you'd like to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can also visit our website, therebelloveshow.com.
It's just rebelloveshow.com.
Oh, sorry, rebelloveshow.com, because that is where we're posting our content, and that's where you can find, stuff that we've actually written on there. I do consider it spam. If someone's inboxing someone pretending to be me, that's not me, because that is the definition of spam.
Well, it's kind of disingenuous to act as if you're somebody else. Obviously, Ian Googling, obviously that's, you can tell it's a parody account. All right. Where this other one, he's trying to act like us.
What the fuck? What is wrong with people? I don't understand.
I don't get it. I really don't.
I'm literally trying to understand how these people are, what world you're living in, but I just can't. I can't even. It doesn't matter who owned the previous Facebook page.
Well, I can tell you right now, I created that page before I even moved.
Yeah, because
before I met a single person that lived here except for one.
Yeah, because you are the creator of the Rebel Love Show. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's basically that. It doesn't matter. Only thing we can tell you is we don't want drama. Someone's posting on our page, just not us. If you want to look at what someone else is posting as is, then go forth. Feel free to do so. But it's not our content. It's not us. Yeah.
We don't even have a Twitter account for the page. Probably should have a long time ago. I do have a Twitter. It's voluntary @voluntary_rebel, but I rarely ever use it. I used to use it a lot.
has a Twitter. That's actually us writing you. So I mean, if you want to play this ignorant game of, oh no, this was this person's Facebook page, and this is our show. We do this, the Rebel Love Show. Rob and Ann are the co-hosts of the show. You can like our page on Facebook, which is the Rebel Love Show. The other page is not ours. We don't consent to anything being written on there. If you would like to keep following that page, Godspeed. But if you're a fan of the show and you want to keep up with what we're doing, that's not the page we're writing on. And that's the only message we're trying to really convey here. So, yeah, take it or leave it, guys. Take it or leave it. People can talk all the all the junk they like, but at the
I
end
guess
of
it's
the
kind
day,
of a form of flattery that someone would go out of their way and do this much stuff. You know, I mean, I
I
personally
think
wouldn't
it's
do it,
personally insane. I think it's personally psychotic to pretend to be someone else. First of all, not to pretend to be someone else, because
I mean,
it's personally psychotic to take pictures and edit them and post updates of our show pretending to be us and saying that we've said things that have never came out of our mouths, like pretending to be us and talking to our close friends.
And it's weird because like we're such a niche show. Like it's a niche. It's not like this is a hugely popular show. You know, it's not like we're like a nationally syndicated 150 stations like Free Talk Live or something like that. Like it's not like we have a huge audience. I mean, we have a decently sized
Oh my
audience.
God,
But
we're
it's not like 100,000 people or something like that. you
We're
know?
like Ian Googling. Someone has made they didn't even go that far with Ian Googling. Like this person is literally talking, like they didn't say this is a fake account. They didn't say this is a Prodigy account. They are just pretending to be us. And if you don't see anything wrong with that, something is obviously wrong with you. And I literally do not give a shit about you. So I mean, that is my stance on it. If you think that that kind of behavior is rational, insane, then I think something is wrong with you. And I literally do not, like, you don't have to follow us. You don't have to be our fan, because we don't support psychotic people. We're not going to support, someone doing things like that, because it's not normal. It's not normal behavior to spend. Someone has way too much free time, first of all, because we don't even have time enough to have a Twitter. Someone has enough time to have 3 Twitters, pretend to be us, or write posts that they think we'd make, and then talk to our friends on social media pretending to be us.
I barely have enough time to actually post episodes. Like, I mean, if you're a fan of this show, like I rarely ever get episodes out. Like this podcast feed, sometimes I'll throw like 3 episodes out in the week and wait a month before the next episode comes out.
Someone pretend to be us and come upload our shows on YouTube. That's all we ask. Just come here and do that. More when we come back.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind.
Ooh, I want to try and put Dismalland up because I kind of want to bring that up in the next segment if that's cool, babe. So let's see if this works. So I want to try something new here, kids. If you're watching us on YouTube, I'm going to try and play this Dismalland video. So let's see here. Well, that's way too loud. So this is Dismalland. It's Banksy's like kind of basically it's his art exhibit, but it's a theme park, which is pretty badass.
I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Instead of just listening, you can also watch. See the Liberty Radio Network's key New Hampshire-based live shows via our studio cam at cam.lrn.fm. Plus, you'll still be able to listen to the Liberty Radio Network via the cam feed in high quality 24/7, even when there's no live show being produced in our Keene studio. But wait, there's more.
They said they don't hear any audio.
You guys don't hear any audio from this? Damn it.
And chat, all free at cam.lrn.fm.
But they can see it.
They can see it though?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks that they can't hear it. I'll have to figure that out.
Through November 1st. Get your tickets now at keenvention.info. Keenvention is an intimate event where you can meet dozens of key liberty activists from across the Shire.
All right, well, you get the gist of it.
Libertarian presidential candidate Daryl W. Perry.
I'll actually pause that.
Chris Cantwell, Neocash Radio's Dr. Darren Tapp.
Oh, wait.
State Representative Mike
It's our
Sylvia
commercial
rated
for
an A+ by
being
the
on
NHLA.
at
The
convention.
Seditious Sirens. The Rebel Love Show's Rob Mathias. Tech Guru Brian.
So yeah, I have to try and figure out how to get the audio play from the web browser up on there. Now I know if I downloaded the video and threw it in Wirecast, it probably would have gone out, but I don't understand why it doesn't go through the browser. I have no idea why the audio doesn't work for that. I was trying something new, guys. But yeah, Banksy, man. We'll talk about it in the next upcoming segment. But I kind of want to look. If I ever went to England, I'd definitely have to make a trip to that amusement park for sure.
The three most important.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kickstart. It's fraud and it's spam because he is writing people irrelevant messages, pretending to be us.
Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole.
Sorry, Derek. I just literally cannot get on board with the whole Prodigy account. Maybe if they said it was a Prodigy account, I'd be fine. Can they hear me? Because I can't hear myself.
I can hear you. Yeah, they can hear you.
You can watch the LRN studio cam and chat with other
Can
listeners
you hear me?
anytime at cam.lrn.fm.
Okay,
That's
maybe you can't hear me.
cam.lrn.fm.
Maybe I'm tripping.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show, and over across the pond, the one and only graffiti artist of our time, of our era, of our day, Banksy, has released, I would have to say, probably the greatest art gallery there's probably ever been created, in my opinion. It's Dismalland over there, where basically it's like Disney World, but of all of his artwork, where the entire theme, it's a whole theme park based off of his artwork, which is, I actually found this out. I discovered this via Snapchat. So former guest of the show during PorkFest, Luke Radowski of We Are Change. Go, obviously, I mean, if you haven't seen We Are Change stuff, go check out Luke Radowski and follow him on Snapchat. He is the quintessential Snapchat activist. Like, I love following him on Snapchat because literally every day he's in a different city doing some sort of activism, covering some sort of activism, whether it be a protest or or just walking through Dismalland. So like I'm following him. I'm sitting there on my lunch break at my day job, and all of a sudden, like I'm trying to get a ride to go check out Banksy's Dismalland. I'm like, what the hell is Dismalland? And I'm following him through like his journey trying to get there. And it's just him, like he's going through doing videos of all different art pieces there and the attractions and stuff like that. It's definitely in my opinion, one of the standouts art galleries I've ever seen. You watched that Snapchat, didn't you?
No, actually, I don't have him on Snapchat. Maybe I should add him.
I thought you said you watched it.
No, I seen him share it on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's how I came across it. I mean, I like Banksy, and I thought it was really cool. I mean, I watched his Snapchats from your phone of him getting like maced in the face and stuff, like live action protesting, which I love to do. Not get maced in the face, but live action protests. That would be pretty fun.
Well, I'd love to see it where it got to a point where whenever there's a lot more protests, especially here in the Shire, where like everyone's live streaming and whatnot, I would love to see more of that. But yeah, he is very active on Snapchat. Whenever he's somewhere, he's posting what's going on and where he's about. And what's really funny is every time he's about to get into a car with a complete stranger, because a lot of times he just posts on social media that he needs a ride or he needs help or something like that. And he goes, if I don't update this Snapchat, you'll know something happened to me. And he does that multiple times, which I just find it's hilarious, but it never actually happens to him.
Except when he got maced in the face and he's like, I got tear gas in my eye. And I'm like, fuck, God, dude. He's like getting in the shower with all the tear gas. I remember he had like a 1,000-second long story. It was crazy. But yeah, no, I definitely like to see more activism like that. And if you don't record it, did it really happen? Guess we'll never know.
No, pretty much if it's not recorded or talked about, you might as well not even do it.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Well, besides, all the Twitter and Facebook drama that happened this week, which I'm so over, and I'm over everyone talking about it and everything to do with it, basically. If you want to be ignorant, keep being ignorant. That's all I can say to that one. But if you want to know what we did this weekend, we went to go visit the Star of Oto.
Yeah, we went to go visit another LRN brethren. We basically did a spontaneous trip up to Portland to go check out the Off the Air Live studios. Go check out Off the Air Live.
I really like Cody needs to come to Manchester and just live with us because I like Portland.
Oh, we're gonna combine
nice.
studios. It'd be a powerhouse.
Yes, it would.
Combine Off the Air Live and Rebel Love show studios.
Future plan. But we were gonna go to Free the Nipple, and we parked. We sat in the parking, like we parked there for a while.
It was downpouring rain.
We're waiting for the storm to leave.
And the radar didn't pretty much show a letdown.
And it didn't. So we were like, well, let's just go to Portsmouth. And Cody's so cool. He's like, oh, okay. Like we're just like, okay, we're dropping into Maine.
Yeah.
He's like,
I've
okay.
always wanted to go up there. I haven't been up there to Portland yet.
Yeah, so it was both of our first times, and that was cool.
Definitely have to make a trip up there to go.
Yeah, we have to stay a little bit longer to really get a feel for it, but spending the day up there was pretty cool. We ate some great seafood and everything, so hopefully Cody can come down and be on the show soon. Or he can come to Hempfest with us, which
he better
awesome.
make his. He better make his ass up to Hempfest this weekend.
Do you think he'll be at Convention? I feel like Convention is going to be so big this year.
He better be at Convention too. I don't see why he wouldn't be. I mean, Convention's kind of one of the biggest parties of the year, regardless of the activism that goes on there and whatnot. I'm just going to go there and have fun. Though, I don't know. We're going to talk about the panels. We kind of discussed it last week.
Did we? Because I don't remember us talking about it at all.
You dropped it a couple times.
I dropped it and you're like, shouldn't you mention it? Has it been mentioned?
Well,
yes, it has. I'm in a fucking commercial.
I know. Yeah, we're both in a commercial now, so we might as well mention what panel are you going to be on, babe?
I'm talking all this shit.
Yeah, you are talking a lot of shit this episode. I'm fine with it.
I am going to be on the ladies panel.
That's so sexist.
So what? Every panel is the man's panel. Everything's always about your penises all the time.
I want to organize the male panel.
And it'll be every single panel except for the ladies panel.
No, there's women on multiple different panels during last year's convention. There's women on like at least half the panels there. There's women.
They had like the one token. They had the token woman.
If it's 4 people on a panel, that's 25%.
Like
that's
that.
like 10. That's like double the amount of women in the liberty movement per capita, per ratio.
It's mostly men at these events talking.
Yes, because there's mostly men in this
exactly.
movement.
So that's why we deserve our own goddamn panel. But anyway, so you can check out my panel at convention. So I'm excited about that.
What are you going to talk about on a ladies panel?
Just what I'm talking about now, how we deserve a fucking panel. Because you think you deserve everything, but no, we deserve this panel. We're like the limit. We're the minority in this community. It is tougher being a woman than it is to be a man, especially here because you have this vast number. And there are some advantages. I'm not gonna lie. There's huge advantages, but it's not all an advantage. So I guess you're gonna have to come to convention to find out what the ladies panel is about, and hear some angry women just raging or not. Who knows? We'll probably be drunk. We'll see. What's your panel going to be about?
Well, I'm actually going to be on 2 panels. I'm organizing a secession panel, which I still got to get a little bit more organizing. I got a couple people lined up. I really haven't announced much of anything yet on that. I'm also going to be on the cop block panel. So, I do cop blocking.
I should be on the cop. See, that's sexism.
How is that sexism?
I should be on the cop block panel. I do more cop blocking than you.
Whoa. You do more cop blocking than I do.
Yes.
How is that so?
Okay, so first of all, you getting pulled over is not you cop blocking because I hold the camera. I hold the camera at all of these events. Cop blocking and
I'll gladly hold the camera and you cop block.
Oh,
I'd
whatever,
love to record you cop
whatever.
blocking.
But it's always me. It's me during the cop. It's me holding my camera in their shiny fucking faces. It's me. And I was the one who was all up in that federal Stady's face when he came to Porkfest. And also when you went to
We're
cop
both there.
Okay, sure. I'll give you that one.
And we're both there last time.
But
We're both there at the DUI checkpoint last time too.
No, and okay, so maybe we should both be on the panel, but I think I should really be on the panel because I like jumped in a car with Derek J during Porkfest because we heard a demo.
I'm sorry,
pulled
I was
over.
doing a radio show. I couldn't a live radio show at Porkfest. I couldn't just like hop in a car and go driving down toward Lancaster.
Someone's got to make the sacrifices for liberty. But anyway, and you go to Cop Block, that nice video that you filmed with, and you went down there just fucking cameras blazing with no lit prepared. And who came down there and brought the lit and facilitated that Cop Block? It was I, sir.
Yeah, you know why?
It was I.
Because someone had to go out there with the camera.
Uh-huh.
All right, and that was me. Me and Renee had to go down there with the camera because it was already happening. You just can't, willy-nilly. I'm not going to be carrying lit with me all the time. But it was a great point that you went back for that lit. That made the event, so that whole scene.
I know.
So I'll give you credit where credit's due. You did a good job. You went and got some cop block lit. Well, if you're such a big cop blocker, baby, you should organize some sort of cop block event. Do some sort of outreach.
Well,
thing,
maybe
like
I need to be invited
something.
to a panel, but that's all I'm saying because I feel like I should be on the Cop Block panel. I'm a big cop, and I rep Cop Block gear all the time. So,
I know what I actually think I may actually do that just as much, if not more. My biggest I hate wearing Liberty stuff. I'll be honest. I don't wear like Liberty clothing or anything like that. The only time I do is when I'm exercising. So whenever I'm going running, I wear like a Cop Block hoodie through like Manchester. Right now we're kind of like in the ghetto of Manchester. So when I go running, I'm running with my Cop Block hoodie. I get a lot of likes. People will stop me and ask me questions about it.
Well, we're both cop blockers at heart.
Oh yeah, I'm down for the cause.
Guys, remember, like our page, The Rebel Love Show on Facebook.
And you can also find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. Go download us on Stitcher, subscribe to us on iTunes, and watch us on YouTube. Peace.
Every once in a while, you get information that's worth changing your life for.